What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scott Report, as today I bring you an anime review of ReZero Episode 9. Back like we left something with the tone that this series is known for, as we got a little bit of a breather last week. This week is right back to losing our breath, especially the way things ended up this episode. So to start things off, we got Subaru in the village in his happy demeanor, teaching the little kids and everything, calisthenics, doing the victory pose. However, he is cautious of everybody that touches him in the village, because you remember Betty told him that wherever he got the curse of the shaman that he's looking for was somebody that had to have contact with him in order to put it on him. So everybody that he's looking at with suspicion. He's observing everybody and he's trying to find out who exactly it was. Things didn't seem to change too much from what he was doing, with the exception of having both Rem and Ram with him this time. But we do still see that dog, and I apologize if I missed this because it was something that stood out. I just don't recall if I touched on it or not. The dog that bit him could be suspicious as well, because that's something that always happened to him, as he points out this time that the dog bit him on the hand, almost in the same spot once again every time. So nothing changes too much, but he does go back to the castle, and we see Roswell coming out looking clean. This dude is G'd up, suited and everything, saying, "I'm going out of town to take care of some things. Subaru, you look after Amelia," and he has Rem and Ram to look after the mansion in his absence. Then he just goes and flies away, just Superman style, as he even leaves with the sonic boom, and Subaru's amazed, like, how come I can't do that? So things are slightly different, as we're still in the same save point, but some things have changed as well. Subaru goes and talks to Betty as he asks her if she's able to lift a curse. Since he's been to the village, somebody had to have touched him that had the effect on him. She's reluctant to do it at first because, Betty hates him. He always gets to the point where he builds a rapport with her, then he dies again. But right now, she is back to hating him again. She's annoyed by him. And she says that she doesn't want to take the curse off of him because he gets on her nerves. However, he says, if you don't help me now and I die, then Amelia's going to be sad. That's going to make Puck sad. And you love Puck. So with that pushing her into the corner because she loves Puck, she goes ahead and lifts the curse off of Subaru. She also was able to find out and confirm that the dog actually was the person that put the curse on him. And after they started pointing out that the dog may have been the one that did it, that dog has to be a familiar or something. Because we're dealing with a shaman. Shamans control animals. Shamans can shapeshift. It's not out of the ordinary for them to do that. And once she started to lift the curse, she said that wherever the curse was put on you will be highlighted, as we see black smoke coming from his hand. So we got confirmation that the curse was lifted by Betty, and we now know that it was a little dog in the village that did it to him all along. With this knowledge under his belt, Subaru decides to go back to the village with Rem. As they get there a little bit to nightfall and notice that some of the kids are missing. We also learn from Rem that the beasts that are controlled by shamans are called man beasts or ma beasts. I believe it was ma beasts. And these things run rapid into the forest at night. Of course, Subaru, being the stand-up that guy that he is, he wants to go find these children, as it is now nightfall and they have not came back home. Rem is reluctant against it, and Rem is still under suspicion of him, thinking that he's just trying to waste time and trying to lessen the defense at the castle, as now the only people at the castle is Rem and Amelia, and everybody is supposed to be there on Roswell's orders to watch after each other. However, Subaru was able to ease that thought of him being a traitor to her by saying, I remember each one of these kids by their names, by their faces, by their mannerisms, by their dreams. They all want aspirations. They all want to do something with themselves. And I've become attached to them, and I want to go help them because of that. This makes her see Subaru in a better light, even to the point where she trusts him a little bit more now, as the two decide to go into the forest to find the children. First, they get to a part where they find the kids and they are alive. However, they're weak and almost dying, kind of like how Subaru was, or exactly how Subaru was when he was under the curse. Rem is able to heal the children, but only heal them enough to ease the pain, as Ram is the better mage between the two. So they will have to get them to safety, or at least to the castle to Ram, where she can heal these guys, or Betty, maybe where she can lift a curse for them if it's still early enough. And Subaru is going to go and look for one missing child that was still left behind. There was a little girl with blue eyes, with green eyes and blue hair. One of the children let him know that she didn't make it back, and he goes off to look for her. And him and Rem make a pinky swear that once all this is over, they're gonna tell everything they can about each other. He's gonna open up to her about what he's feeling and vice versa, and they're just gonna make their bond stronger. But first and foremost, they need to save these children. Rem is of course not defenseless as well. As Subaru begins to go and head into the forest, she pulls out that big ball and chain that would scare the crap out of Subaru right now, as that was one of the murder weapons for him. And she says this is only for her protection. So he presses on into the forest. He finds the little girl in the same state as everyone else with the bite marks on her. However, he's faced down by one of the demon dogs. It's a huge dog, right? And it's like red eyes, everything. It just looks really scary. Anyway, he decides to put his body on the line to protect this girl. And as the dog jumped towards him, he covered his arm up with a piece of with his coat, so the bite wouldn't take as much as effect, and he slams the dog down onto like a bark of a tree, killing the dog. However, he's not out of the woods yet, because as soon as he does that, he sees that he is surrounded by a forest full of these same dogs, as that was just one of many. He also told Rem before he left that if he's in danger and once the village people come to get the kids to safety, she should be able to find him by tracking the stench of the jealous witch on him. So she can use that to find out where he is, and that she does, as she shows up just in time to save Subaru, as she is going in with that ball and chain, taking them out one by one. She's one-shotting these dogs. However, it is too many for them to face on their own, as she decides to just clear a path for Subaru to get away and let him run ahead while she takes out as many as she can, because she doesn't have anything that she can use to destroy all these dogs in one shot. Or does she? She tells Subaru to run towards the village, which that's the barrier that this shaman has control of, will leave once they get outside of this area. We also find out that the little dog is the main dog, or probably the person controlling it. I don't think it's a dog. I think it's either a shapeshifter or someone controlling a familiar. Anyway, she tells Subaru to run as she stays behind to face down these dogs. The shaman makes a big avalanche and starts coming down towards her and Subaru, as she pushes Subaru and the child out the way and sacrifices her body to take the hit so they can get away from safety. And Subaru is shocked to see this, thinking that she's down for the count. However, Rem gets up and she straight goes beast mode. Literally, as her eyes turn red, she now has a red horn coming out of her head, and she straight up goes into berserk mode now, laughing as she's turned to a full-fledged demon, showing that these two are some type of demon, even though they kind of got rid of that suspicion just a little bit before. But again, that was another life. So this was more likely the form that she took when she killed Subaru back then. Anyway, she starts going in even harder on these dogs. Now she's one-shotting them in groups, taking them all out. It gets to a point though that she is overwhelmed as well, and the shaman dog sends another avalanche towards Rem, but this time Subaru returns the favor for her, pushing her out the way as he is engulfed by a big pack of dogs, and he is just being ate up right now, dead once again. Or at least we don't know for sure. But the same point of it is that he is being mangled by these dogs. Rem comes to and goes back over to him and pleading for him not to die. And that's where our episode ends, giving us that ending theme once again. Subaru right back where he is. But this time it seems like he's not afraid of death now. That's something that was mentioned earlier on in the episode as well by Rem, where she says, I don't think you're afraid of death. And he's getting better with dealing with this. I hope he continues to making him a flawed character, making him a human character is what makes the series to me overall. But for him to return the favor, put his life on the line, maybe he won't die this time, but he's in a pretty bad shape. So you died would be a question mark on this one. That was the episode in a nutshell. Again, another phenomenal episode for one of the most consistent series that's out at the moment. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I bring you guys content almost every day right now, except Monday. With that being said, I also always say you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.